Problem, they lost our luggage. Unbelievable, they lost our luggage. We saw them on the carts that were next to the plane, but they didn't make it here. How is it possible when we saw the luggage on the carts? The situation is pretty bad, and there are also some swellings. It seems that there are no more flights operating until Sunday, unfortunately. So we have to wait a little, not panic, calm down, and look for solutions, because there's nothing else we can do. The option to stay in Dar isn't really good because there are street fights around here. Other flights, well, look, there's smoke over there. Maybe something's on fire. Maybe something else caught fire. Maybe another explosion. Maybe another gas station or something burned. The situation, yes, has gotten pretty bad. In Targa, Tanzania, we have some boarding passes, but it seems the flight is overbooked and we don't have boarding passes with seats. We go to the gate. If I want 4 people, no show. We board if everyone comes. Then to the transfer desk and they'll give us other flights, probably at night. Jumbo and good morning for the last time from Zanzibar. Today we're moving on. Today we woke up very early. We're heading to the next adventure. Today we're leaving for Zambia. I'm a bit nervous. Because yesterday here in Tanzania there were elections and things didn't go exactly smoothly. There were a lot of street protests even here in Zanzibar. I saw a lot of armed people. I saw armored police vehicles. And from what I saw online in Dar es Salaam, there were actually some pretty violent events. The internet was completely down yesterday, all day and last night, and now it's down again. Actually, our luck is that we have a Starlink with us, and with it we had internet access, otherwise everything was dead. Hi, the phone line was down, the hotel's wireless internet didn't work at all, it was completely dead too. So I'm a bit nervous. I hope everything is okay and our bonuses won't be affected by these rather violent events that happened yesterday during the elections. We're already in the transfer car, heading to the airport, hoping everything will be okay. We still don't know any information from last night. What else happened? Goodbye. I just now installed the Starlink on the dashboard. Let's see what might have happened. I'll bring you the password. I'll bring it. We arrived safely at the airport. And some rain is coming again. We're going to do the check-in to get through check-in. It's quiet around here. For now it's quiet. There's no problem at all. Actually, the problems are in Dar, not here, but let's hope the airport is quiet and there are no problems there either. A bit of rain here at the airport. It's raining very hard outside. It just came out of nowhere, a sudden burst of rain. Welcome. The airport is flooding. We're boarding the ATR to Dar es Salaam. From here we have about 20 minutes of flight to Dar. Let's hope that everything is okay there too and we can fly further to Lusaka on time. We're landing in Dar es Salaam because from the plane the roads are completely empty. There's nothing, no movement. We landed safely in Dar es Salaam. Now let's see what's the situation here with the next flight to Lusaka. For now, it looked strange from the plane. The streets were almost empty. There was no movement, but let's hope all the flights are operational. Anyway, we can't check anything until we set up the Starlink to connect to the internet because nothing else is working. Problem. They lost our luggage. Unbelievable. They lost our luggage. We saw them on the carts that were next to the plane, but they didn't make it here. How is it possible when we saw the luggage on the carts? The luggage from another plane no longer fit, and I don't know why. Now, we have to wait for another flight coming from Zanzibar to bring us the luggage, and we have to check in for the next flight to Zambia. In a few minutes. It happens. Armed to the teeth, people walk around here. Of course, we still haven't gotten our luggage back, but we set up the Starlink, at least to have internet for a few minutes until we see what's going on. Are the bags coming? Are they not coming? After that, we have to go to another terminal where we check in for the flight to Zambia. I hope everything will be okay. Anyway, in the end, the luggage arrived with the next flight. We're pretty tight with the check-in for that flight, so we're hurrying to Terminal 3. Yeah, it's not very far. We're pretty okay now. I hope we make it from Terminal 3. Well, there's no information working. Everything's been stuck since last night, ever since Terminal 3 lost the internet clearly. None of their panels are working, the information boards, nothing works, everything's dead. It seems that we're not flying today. What's with those faces? Now, Baraka is calling the company because we said no from here, since Zambia Airways doesn't operate here. Now Baraka is on the phone with the company to see what they say, if we're flying or not. Let's see what happens. The situation is pretty bad, and it also shows some swelling. It seems that there are no more flights operating until Sunday, unfortunately. So we have to wait a little, not panic, calm down, and look for solutions, because there's nothing else we can do. The option to stay in Dar isn't really good, because there are street fights around here. Other flights, look, more smoke from over there. I can't be sure about anything, not another gas station or something burned down the situation. Yeah, things have gotten pretty bad in Tanzania, and now we have to decide what we're going to do. Thank God for Starlink, at least we can, but not much is flying out of there anymore. That's bad, and most likely we'll be stuck here in Dar until Sunday. We're still looking for solutions, maybe we can go back to Zanzibar, that's an option because it's much quieter there. Or maybe we just connect to Starlink and see what happens. We're already making decisions. We stayed there for a bit and racked our brains. That's it. We cancelled the accommodations in Zambia that we already had. We only lost about 250 lei, which is good. Instead of staying in Dar es Salaam, where there are street conflicts, we're taking a flight back to Zanzibar. He just went to the office to get tickets. There was a line there. It was crazy. I said, okay, we can get them online. Yes, you can, but you don't have internet. You guys don't. So we booked Zanzibar from here. We fly back to Zanzibar, and from there we reconfigure the route because there's nothing else we can do. Anyway, in Zanzibar, it's safer than here. That's right. Here, there are already helicopters flying overhead. It's bad, yeah. We're reconfiguring the route because there's nothing we can do. Update on the situation. We got tickets to Zanzibar, but the flight is only at 9 o'clock today, so there are still about 4 hours until the flight. In the meantime, I received an email from Zambia Airways, with whom we were supposed to fly to Lusaka. And they changed our flight, meaning they put us on an Ethiopian flight, which apparently is still operating. So tonight we're going to fly with Ethiopian at 3 anti-meridium. At night, Ethiopian, Addis Ababa, then after that Addis Ababa, Lusaka. In the morning, it's going to be a long night, but at least we're not losing any more money, and we're finally getting to Lusaka now. I hope nothing else changes in the meantime. It also depends on how things develop here, but for now, that's the situation, that's the update. Of course, since we have internet, we were able to get a refund for the Zanzibar tickets as well. A real madness, but that's how it is. When you travel, things happen, things can happen. Woken up since 5 anti-meridium. It's 12 o'clock at night. A day lost in the airport, half the night in the airport. Now we're going to enter the airport. And let's see if we can check in for the Addis Ababa flight or not. We hope we can. We're pretty exhausted. That's how it looks. But let's hope that Barata, I don't know where he is. Let's hope it's okay and we check in and fly to Addis Ababa. Everyone is sleeping wherever they can. This means canceled flights. It means sleepless nights. Very tired people. Inside and outside, everyone is exhausted. Just like us, actually. Things are moving. We have the boarding passes from Ethiopian. We'll fly to Ethiopia. We passed through there not long ago. They only gave us one boarding pass because it's hard for them to write them by hand, so we'll get the other boarding pass from transit in Addis. We look like we're about to explode. Seriously, man, pull yourself together. Yeah, it's really tough. You lose a night and a day in airports. A very empty airport. There are only about 2 more flights today, maybe a few more. Some have been added. Look at these guys. How tired are you? Johannesburg, Istanbul, Addis Ababa, Nairobi, they're cracking up laughing. Now, something like this. Let's go to the lounge. We're a mess, especially me. Blackout, blackout. Finally, we're boarding. We're boarding the flight to Addis Ababa, leaving Tanzania safely, exhausted after being awake for 23 hours. But that's it. There's nothing we can do. We'll rest in Lusaka. That's it. We landed in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Are we tired? Do you think so? Not at all. We have a layover here for almost 3 hours. The good part is that here we have Ethiopian coffee. Let's go make the transfer. We don't have the second boarding pass. The people from DAR were writing them by hand and told us we'd get them here in transit. At least we've gotten rid of one stress. From here on, everything is okay. The problem stayed in, but we have to check the news to see what's going on there, how the situation is evolving. We have some boarding passes, but it seems like the flight is overbooked and we don't have assigned seats on our boarding passes. We're going to the gate. If they want 4 people no show, we board. If everyone comes back to the transfer desk, they'll give us another flight, probably tonight. We're exhausted, worn out, but that's what happens when you travel. It happens. So, we're heading to the gate and waiting to see how things turn out for us. Cheers from here. It's just luck whether we leave now or not from Addis Ababa. I think it's a huge 777 and overbooked. Only luck can save us from this situation to leave now. If not, we'll leave tonight. Unfortunately, we weren't lucky. We weren't lucky when there were no more seats left. That's it. They'll give us a hotel and put us on tonight's flight. I hope there are still seats available. Now we're here at customer service and let's see what solution they give us, but that's the solution. They'll give us a hotel until tonight, and tonight they'll put us on the Lusaka flight because we don't have any other option. Unfortunately, we're exhausted, dead tired, completely worn out. If you can't go on, you still have to push a little more because there's nothing else you can do. Finally, we're out of the airport. We have the accommodation documents, boarding passes for tonight. We've been given a hotel again. We're exhausted. We're going straight to get some sleep for a few hours. Tonight we'll come back and finally fly to Lusaka. I look bad. I'm not the only one who looks bad. I have to show you them too. We're blown up. We look as good as possible. We're in the hotel lobby. I said there that I knew about the hotel. I told them to get us a room at Skylight. After all that exhaustion, we deserve a good hotel. Ethiopian has another one-way out in the middle of nowhere, up on a hill. Somewhere it takes 2 hours in traffic. We were lucky and ended up here at Skylight. So we're going to get something to eat since we have meals included too. Definitely we'll sleep until tonight because we're exhausted. Since we're all in Ethiopia, before sleep, let's have a beer. St. George. We're at the hotel reception. We're at the reception. We rested a bit. We're feeling much better. We're back at the airport. From here, we fly straight to Lusaka. We're going to sit here somewhere for an Ethiopian coffee. Traditional Ethiopian coffee. We're already getting the coffee. The coffee ceremony in Ethiopia. What you see is good for you, you can see it, that's how you see it. It smells very strong, even from this plant. Which I forgot what it's called, but it has a very, very interesting aroma and somehow it goes well with coffee. Well, we're finally boarding. We're boarding for Lusaka. About 3 hours of flight, 3 hours and a bit. We landed in Lusaka, Zambia. Tired but happy that we made it here. Let's see how we get to our accommodation 2 days later. Yes, exactly. 2 days lost in the airport. Here we rented a car. This kind of car is what we'll use to travel around Zambia, but it's not this one. They'll give us a white one tomorrow, identical to this. Now he just came to pick us up from the airport. Anyway, we're not going anywhere today. We're going straight to our accommodation. We're very tired after so many hours without sleep. We have internet. Eralo works very well here. I remind you, if you want internet anywhere in the world, get eSIMs from Eralo. Discount code in the description. Alright, let me show you what accommodation looks like in Zambia. A house for 250 lei per night with 3 bedrooms. A huge kitchen here where tomorrow we plan to cook sarmal and make a soup. A big living room here. A bedroom. Here is the bathroom. We also have a washing machine to wash our clothes. There's another bathroom here. Wait, dormitory. Easy, 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 easy. And another bedroom here at the end. And another bathroom. It has 3 bathrooms. Yes, a very good accommodation in Zambia, actually. I knew that the accommodations here are good. You can probably hear in my voice how tired I am. You can probably see on me how tired I am. Everyone, I think it's obvious that we're tired. Fresh talk. When you hear that hoarse voice, but without meaning to, yeah, that's clear. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. I think it's, 3:30, 2:54. The clock was set back an hour, so it's 5 minutes to 3. We've been on the road for 48 hours. Yeah, it's side by side from the sea. The pot fits with stuffed cabbage or something. Water. Oh, we have water. There's water. We left Zanzibar. You saw what an adventure we went through. I won't list them all now because I'm not able to, but I want to thank you for following me. We are here because we are preparing a very interesting program for next year's group, and we want to include castanets as well. Victoria Falls in next year's adventure. Starting today, we're here, just a bit. Our plans got messed up because we were delayed by 2 days, 3 days, 2 days. We lost a day. We only lost 1 day. Yeah, 1 day, a full day, about 2 in total. We were planning to go to a national park in Zambia too, but we're recalculating and we'll just go to the Victoria Falls area and get you ready for next year. There. Something very interesting, but we might include a national park next year, at least from here in Zambia. But until then, I thank you once again for following me. Thank you for subscribing to Marian Adventures. Thanks to all the members and everyone who has donated to support this channel. Until the next vlog from Zambia, from Lusaka, I say goodbye.